Ben Heather here from the Sprawl, and I'm joined now by BCMMA promoter Jack Mason. First of all, how did you think the show went tonight?
I think it's, every time I say it, but I think it's our best show yet. You know, we had 29 fights. It's a lot of fights, but you know we're done by before midnight. You know, so it was we just cracked on, and yeah, some of the best talent in the region, definitely. You know, in Europe we had a lot of French and Norwegian guys over, and it was yeah, it's fantastic. Some big upsets, I think, but yeah, it was brilliant fights, and you know everyone thoroughly enjoyed it, I think so.
And at the start of the show there, you mentioned the French and Norwegian contingent that had come over. They it seemed there was a fair few competing against each other. Is that something that you're going to look to do in the future, almost as a kind of inter-club, but
yeah,
to get the guys to fights?
Yeah, this is the thing. Like in Norway and France, MMA's banned.
Yep.
Over here, we're lucky that it's not. You know, so they always, you know, they're willing to pay their way to come over here. You know, they've always bring really good talent as well, and they help the show to, you know, to fill in the blanks. You know, when we haven't got like UK guys to take the matches, they never turn down fights. Okay, like a lot of UK guys do, and they're brilliant. They help the show, and I'm more than willing to, you know, to use the platform to give them fights as well. You know, because they can't do it in their own country.
Yep. And after those guys were fighting, I think the first kind of the big UK fight was Craig Edwards,
Yeah.
who went out and put on another performance. After starting his career 2-6, I think it was, or 2-7 maybe.
Yeah, something like, I think 2-7, I think.
And then now he's come back and won 5 in a row, levelled his career off. How would you say about that?
He's an insane prospect, and he just gets better and better every fight. You know, he does everything right. You know, like the training, the nutrition, you know, the goal setting, you know, everything. And showing his performances, you know, just, you know, a couple of months ago, went up to Tanko, you know, knocked out a guy from SBG in like 8 seconds. Tonight, you know, another big prospect from BCMMA. He, you know, on the feet, he's frightening now, and almost knocked him out with a straight right. The kicks were brutal, and then he survived some, you know, some tough spots in the jiu-jitsu, and then managed to get the sub of his own. So yeah, he's really well rounded, and he can make lightweight or welterweight, you know, with a couple of weeks' notice. You know, so he's he's one to watch, 100%.
And I think the biggest thing I've taken away from him is over the last couple of fights is his composure. When he's got into the cage, he's kind of almost felt like he should be here now. Not look worried at all. And whereas earlier on, he was a bit nervous.
Always used to be like a beast in the gym, but like he started his career at a different gym. Came to us. He had his first fight from us. You know, we were absolutely shocked at how the result went, because he was beasting everyone in the gym, and then the fight came and he sort of crumbled in the fight, and he's really turned it around. You know, he's really been working on his mindset, how he approached everything, and you know, he's well, the results are the proof's in the pudding. You know, he's been knocking people out, submitting people. The best guys in the UK. You know, they're not, you know, cans. He's been submitting them and knocking out the best guys in the UK in his last, you know, 5 fights.
And then we'll get ahead onto the amateur title fights. Like you mentioned earlier, there's some upsets. Yeah. Some that did go the way they were expecting. I think the biggest upset, in my opinion, was probably Joe Hardin.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know, like he's super explosive. You know, he's really talented as well. And I don't know. I think it's just a mind fight or something. But he put his arm in the wrong place, left it there, and the guy took it. You know, like, you can't afford to make those mistakes. He, you know, fought a really good high-level jiu-jitsu guy anyway, but, you know, normally he's nice and tight in those positions, and this time he left the arm where it shouldn't have been, and he paid the price for it.
Yep. And then, again, a bit higher up the card, we had a couple of big prospects for the future, and James Webb and Jack Eglid, both keeping or taking and winning the titles. What do you think about the future of these guys?
Yeah, I mean, like James Webb, he's a local guy. You know, he's massively popular here as well, but he's also got the skills to back it up. He does his training at SBG in Ireland. He goes there for 4 days in a week, comes back for the weekend, and then back to Ireland. He's really showing he's got some impressive stand-up skills. He can knock people out. He can submit people, and yeah, he had a tough fight tonight, and but come through and look brilliant.
And Jack Egling?
Yeah, Jack Egling is a big prospect as well. Another 17-year-old, two big 17-year-olds prospects on the card tonight. Him and Corey, and they're both beating up adults. Foreign. We had to fly people in to fight them tonight, and Jack again. Looked impressive, and so did Corey, and
And with both of them, I think with Jack, the next fight for him, I believe, is going to be Lee Mitchell to unify the belts in February. Is that?
Yeah, providing Jack can make it, I know Lee's up for it, and we're going to do like a unification bout there. I think Bradley Scott, who's a training partner of Jack's, went to my wrestling class last night, and he was watching Lee. Jack was with him, and he was watching Lee train, and they're having a bit of banter together. But I think they're both bang up for the fight, so I'd love to put it in February.
Yeah, from speaking to Jack after the fight, I know it's one that he definitely wants and wants to, like I say, solidify what he classifies as.
It's such it's such a refreshing thing, especially in UK MMA, like all these young kids coming through, like Jack, and and Corey, They want the best guys out there. They want to face them. They don't want to shy away from those fights, and it's a beautiful thing. And Lee's the same. He's well up for the fight. Had just come off a big win at Almighty, and picked up a knee injury. That's why this didn't happen. But it's going to be a great fight.
You were saying there about trying to fight the best opponents. Corey was mentioning that the girl she fought today was a silver medalist.
Yeah, so she won in the World Championships this year. Her opponent won silver. When I was trying to match the show, I said to Corey, "Who do you want?" She said, "I want the gold medalist." She, who has won the World Championships 2 years in a row and the European Championships 2 years in a row, she just won it last week. That's who I got for. I tried to get for Corey, but she couldn't make it because of the World Championships last week. So second best, I got the silver medalist. She just turned up. She's a big girl as well, like fully grown adult, and Corey, manhandler, and I wouldn't say made it look easy, but did the job and got the finish. It's beautiful.
That's it. And then we'll go ahead onto the pro card.
Just February 18th, she's fighting the world champ.
Yeah, she called it out in her interview.
We've agreed the fight already. So
okay, there you go. That's an exclusive right there. And then we'll look ahead to the pro card. You had Wendy McKenna, Corey's mum, making her pro debut.
Yep.
How did the decision for her to go pro come about, and how did you think she got on?
Well, I think Corey gave her an ultimatum. You either give up the belt and go pro, or else I'm going to take it off you. That's pretty much how it went. But yeah, Wendy looked impressive tonight. She had really, really great shape. She was hard fought rounds, and she was just jumping around. Not tired at all, and everything she did, everything she trained, she did in the cage. It was brilliant. It would have been nice to see her get a finish, but other than that, she did everything perfectly. And
she definitely made use of the new skill set, throwing the elbows in there and getting the knees to the head.
Yeah, she'd definitely be really excited about throwing the knees and the elbows. So yeah, I mean, definitely some things to work on with that. 'Cause I think she could have got a finish, but yeah, she's loving it, and I think the world's her oyster. I think she can go far as well. She started late, but the McKenna family are crazy. They live and breathe MMA. They've changed their garage into a gym. So they can get some extra training in when they're not in the gym 3 times a day as well. So yep, they're both going to go really far.
Yeah. And then we had another couple of pro fights. Was it Ben Dallas Smith and
Emma Somers?
Yeah.
That was a great fight, and Emma's a real talent. I think he dominated that fight, and he wants to come back in February as well. So I'm going to be looking to match him. So if anyone wants to fight Emma Somers, let me know. Get at me.
And then we get onto the main event, and thankfully for Sean Carter, he's back in the win column now. You can put the past couple of years to one side, look ahead to the future with a bright start now. How was it for you personally as his coach, and also from the show to see him win in his hometown?
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic for the show. You know, like, unfortunately, it was Sean was due to face Jordan Miller, and Jordan pulled out on the day before the weigh-in day, which was frustrating. But it is what it is. We managed to get a last-minute guy in for Sean. I still think the fight probably would have gone the same way with Jordan, but that would have definitely been a more competitive and exciting fight for the fans. The guy that stepped in last minute, hats off to him. He's tons of guts and stuff. So, and Sean got the job done. Like, the guy come out, took him down, and Sean, used his good jiu-jitsu game to get the sweep, get the guillotine. Ended up getting a sweep and finished with the rear naked. So, yeah, I'm really happy for Sean, and he's had a tough couple of years, and I think 2017 is going to be his year. Make that comeback.
Yep. And now looking ahead to the show in February, we've already got Marple versus Franklin announced. Yep. The potential of Mitchell and Eglin again. Corey fighting the gold medalist.
Alexandra Toncheva, so she's the double. Yeah, so she's 2-time world champ, 2-time European champ. That's who Corey wants next, and that's who we're going to do the fight with.
And have you got anything else lined up for it yet?
We've got Kerry Hughes versus Zara Fain dos Santos. That was supposed to be on tonight, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to move that to the February show. So that's going to headline, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch that fight. Kerry is one of the most exciting fighters, in the UK to watch, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back here, I'm sure, in February, and thank you very much again for having us today.
Thanks very much for coming down, and
cheers.
Appreciate it.